everybody. It's Friday. It's Yappy Hour. Yay! Welcome to Wine Time and Nectar of the Dogs. I'm Melanie, and I'm joined again here with Bronnie and Vinny. And I have another guest finally in the studio. Welcome, Monica.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the
Cheers.
studio. Cheers. Appropriately socially distancing. We have a special kind of an episode tonight. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties that we've been working on all day long, we're not going to be able to be joined live with Carol Ann Highness and Stephanie Coleman from Guide Dogs, but we are going to reschedule. We're going to have them on in the next week or so. So stay tuned. We'll post it on Facebook and Instagram when we're going to be joined again. But nonetheless, we still wanted to come to you live. And so here we are. We want to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do and why we do what we do. We're Nectar of the Dogs Wine, and we were a company that was founded in 2015, really inspired by our dogs that passed on to the Rainbow Bridge. We created the wine company to honor their memory and, just to really celebrate the fun times we had in life. And then we give back to dog rescue organizations. So for every bottle that we sell, a portion of the proceeds goes to various ones. And it's just really our way to help us remember our loved ones who have passed on. There are 9 dogs on the label. And these are just 4 of them. These are Connie, Clyde, Floyd, and Mika. These are the dogs that belong to my husband and I. And, you can go to the website, nectarofthedogswine.com, to learn a little bit more about them when they were living, and, of course, more about the wine as well. So I wanted to actually, Monica, do you have anything to say since you're here live on set, 6 feet away from me?
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't know. What's interesting about Connie, Clyde, Floyd, and Mika, there's a story behind that, right, with the CCF, which is what we're opening today?
That is true. That is absolutely correct. Good segue. Let's talk a little bit about the wine that we're drinking today, the CCF McMurphy.
Oh, is that me?
That's you.
I'll talk about the CCF. So the CCF, it's our first red blend, 80% Cabernet Sauvignon and 20% Cab Franc. And what's interesting about that is, Melanie, if there was a parent for a wine grape, the parents of the Cabernet Sauvignon would be a Cab Franc and a Sauvignon Blanc.
Who knew?
Which
Monica,
is crazy, yeah.
Who knew? She's checking out things on Wine Folly. So I think we're going to start learning some stuff on the wine times coming up.
We are.
But to talk a little bit more about the CCF McMurphy, yes, it is a Cab Franc. But this was the first wine it was our first blend, first of all. It was our first one from Paso. And when we were creating this wine, we sat, a group of us, I think Monica was probably included in that.
I was definitely there.
And we tasted and blended so many different vintages from different vineyards, and this is what we came up with. And so when we were trying, when you have a blend, it's not a single varietal, obviously, so you can be creative. So what we kind of thought of was the dogs on the label here it is here. The dogs on the label, there's only 3. So the original label has 6, and this was the first one that had 3. So at the time, Donna, who co-founded the company with me, her dog Murphy, who's the top one here, had passed away, and he was blind. And so we wanted to try to partner with an organization blind dogs. And Guide Dogs of America kind of was the organization that we partnered with, and I'll get to that in a second. But as far as the label, so Cab Franc, and then Mika and Murphy are the 2 dogs here. But it's also another little play because the 3 wiener dogs, this is Floyd right here, and then Connie and Clyde are the 2 original wiener dogs on the original label. So it's not only Cab Franc, Mika Murphy, it's Connie, Clyde, Floyd, Mika Murphy. Just a little bit of a trivia.
Adorable.
If anybody cares about that. But we sell this wine for $43 a bottle. As I've mentioned on previous episodes, we're doing 30% case discounts and, trying to stimulate the economy of all the COVID. So you can go in there and it's quite a savings. It's actually $100 plus if you buy the case of wine.
It's a really good value.
It's a beautiful, beautiful wine. So you can click shop now, or you can go to Nectar of the Dogs Wine to get yours today. And, if you've been joining us here the last, 9 weeks already, you probably have seen Bronnie and Vinny quite a bit because they're my dog models, because I have them and that's easy for me. But this is McAdoo. This is Monica's dog. So tell us a little bit about McAdoo.
McAdoo, my sweet little boy who's a little bit crazy but awesome. We got him from Chiquita's Friends, who we featured, I think, the first week of Wine Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we did a little event up at Cornell Winery where we have some distribution, an adoption event, and my son and my husband just fell in love with McAdoo.
He was so cute.
Yeah.
So he's a Tijuana street dog. Geraldine runs Chiquita's Friends, and you can learn more about her. She's one of our rescues that we work with. So, yeah, that's that. So as I just mentioned at the very beginning, we're not able to be joined. Actually, I'm lying. I want to talk a little bit more about these people here who help us. I don't own a winery. I don't own a vineyard. But I work with small producing boutique wineries in the Central Coast and the Central Valley of California. So our wines come from Lodi, Santa Barbara County. And then, as I mentioned, this one is our one and only at this point from Paso Robles. We actually did bottle a Cab Franc, but we only did 20 cases of that, and that's long gone. So
sad because that was so good.
it's a delicious one, absolutely. So these are just some of the wineries that I work with. Wonderful people, wonderful friends, wonderful winemakers, and they have their own small businesses. So I think they're just actually able to open up their tasting rooms again. So I encourage you to read about them. Visit the tasting rooms if you can. This is Sunland Vintage. Mike and Debbie, and then Lisa and John actually share a tasting room with them. Megan is the winemaker for Lucas and Llewellyn, and then Chris and Mike are Cantera sellers. So, I just want to thank these wonderful people. They've really helped me out a lot with the journey that I've continuing to take with Nectar of the Dogs wine. And then I also want to just point out next, specifically, John and Lisa. So this particular wine is, from Almasol Winery. John and Lisa are wonderful to work with, and we hope to be bottling another red, I think, this year. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but stay tuned to see. So what I was just about to say, again, we are not able to be joined with Carol Ann and Stephanie, but I wanted to talk a little bit more just about how the relationship started. As I mentioned, the CCF McMurphy, we wanted to highlight Murphy because he had just passed and he was blind. So when we were trying to find a rescue organization to work with, we came across Guide Dogs of America. And I know it's not a dog rescue per se, but they're a wonderful organization, and I'm not going to get too into it because I can't speak that well to it. That's why Stephanie and Carol Ann were going to join us. But I wanted to. We've actually done 2 events together, and when we first. Let's see, the Cab Franc and the CCF, we donated $1,000 right off the bat to Guide Dogs of America when we did the release of these wines. So I just wanted to show you a quick sizzle video that we created so you could just see a little bit of the partnership that we have. So let's roll that, Todd. Awesome. Yeah, that was really highlighting. We did casino night with them I think it was last August. And so they let us come out to their beautiful facility out in Silmar and set up our tasting area, probably a little bit bigger than this. I think we got some wine club members out of that. And, they're a really great organization. I encourage you to kind of go to the website, check them out, and tune in again in a couple weeks when we'll actually have them here so they can talk a little bit more. Because I think now that what they were telling us is not only do they raise puppies to help people who are blind, but if the guide dogs don't kind of make the cut for that, then I think they're working to help vets,
service dogs, for some various help for people.
And it's all about giving back. They're giving back, we're giving back. So in the spirit of giving back, it all kind of comes together naturally. So I wanted to just also call out, if you've watched these last few episodes, gosh, this is number 10. So you know that we are donating a portion of the proceeds during the month of, we In April, we had 4 organizations. In May, we were going to have 5. So a portion of the proceeds from the month sales are going to benefit each organization. Because they weren't able to be here with us tonight, we're actually going to say that the wine and candle sales throughout the month of June are going to benefit guide dogs. So, just keep buying wine. It's all for a good cause. You can, as I mentioned, go to the Shop Now button here or go directly to the website to check out the specials that we have. I mentioned we had the 30% case discounts. And if you see something on there that you maybe you want to buy 6, you can't really get a case, just reach out to me or Monica and we might be able to offer a special discount on that as well. So you can stay up to date on all things NOTDW by following us on Instagram at Nectar of the Dogs Wine, obviously here on Facebook as well. And I wanted to just say, Monica, it's been interesting because we kind of started this back in April, right? April 3rd. We were all like in lockdown for 2 weeks. We were having these virtual happy hours. And I thought, well, gosh, we're all holed up at home drinking anyway.
Yeah.
So I have a wonderful group of friends and family here that are able to kind of help us put this together. And here we are 10 weeks later. And yeah, we just have different rescue organizations reaching out saying, hey, we'd love to be a part of it. It's not only so that we can tell the word about us and the wine, but it's try to give some exposure to these other rescue organizations who just might not have that opportunity. So it feels good to be able to do that, and I'm really proud of what we've done. And I think we actually are looking to be booked up all the way till July.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So we do have some organizations that, we have longstanding relationships with, such as All-American Dachshund Rescue, Bark Party, who we featured a few weeks back.
Yeah.
But some of the new ones, Live Love Animal Rescue.
Yeah, who were great.
Chiquita's friends.
Love at First Mutt.
Love at First Mutt. Last week we had Delaney's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maureen was awesome. So, it's great. We're learning a lot about them. They're learning about us. It's wonderful to kind of share the message.
One big happy family.
One big happy family. And, one thing that we have learned, right, over the last few weeks is that in light of all the COVID craziness, which, is kind of moving in a good direction, a lot of these organizations have said that the shelters are being cleared.
Yeah, which is awesome because a lot of people are home and have the time to spend with their new pet.
Because, when you do get a new pet, and if you have never been a dog or a pet owner before, there's a lot that goes,
time-consuming.
a lot. Monica, case in point, with McAdoo. So that's really great. It's really great that they're doing so well, and I can't wait to just continue to learn more about new ones.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. The not so good thing, at the beginning of 2020, we were all like, yay, 2020's here, super excited. And then things hit. Mm-hmm. We actually had quite a few events on the calendar. We were super excited. We were, off to a great start. And what happened, Monica?
So many great events. And then, everyone knows what happened.
Everyone knows what happened.
But, as Melanie mentioned, I think, we don't have a tasting room. So missing out on those events is a big bummer for us because that was our primary way of getting in front of people to let them try the wine and win them over and make them customers for life. But what we have done is we started offering virtual private wine tastings. All we ask is that you purchase a 4-bottle minimum. And then contact Melanie or myself, schedule a time for us to join you via Zoom, FaceTime, Skype, whatever it may be, to walk you through whatever varietals you have that you've purchased. We'll walk you through all of the different varietals, talk to you about the wines, tell you about our story from the comfort of your own home. And that's free as long as you do the 4-bottle minimum and you see all of the varietals there on the screen. It's a great value and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. There are so many wineries doing virtual tastings. It's not like new, but we like to say that when you're drinking with us, you're drinking for a great cause. So consider that, and we're happy to walk you through those.
Yeah, because there are a lot of virtual wine tastings, but I don't think there are any others that are offering, 10% donations to dog rescues.
This is true. This is very true.
If you want to give back and enjoy your wine, join us.
That is 100% true. So Bronny and Vinny didn't seem to wake up today, but it's a shorter show. Another thing we like to say here at Nectar the Dog's Wine is it's not really drinking alone if your dog is with you. So here we are drinking with our dogs and, wonderful friends. It's always great to have wine with friends. Cheers. Virtual cheering over there. But yes, thank you for joining us. I know this was really short this week. We just, things happen. You do what you do. And next week, we're going to be joined. Who's joining us next week?
Christy Cooney from Good Sense Dogs.
Good Sense Dogs. That's another organization who's brand new to us, so we're excited to learn more about them. And then we will let you know when Guide Dogs is actually going to join us here live on the show. So
Can't wait.
Can't wait. And I'm so happy that you finally made it in here.
Me too.
I'm not by myself. And
These lights are hot though.
they're LED, they're not. And thank you, Bob and Todd, for being here. And I know you've been working on the technical difficulties all day long. So we really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. You've been here since day one. Cheers, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. I know things are opening up, so get out there and have some fun, but stay safe. And we will see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers. May dogs continue to bless your life always.